Right now, somewhere in America, a retired couple is sitting at their kitchen table, staring at their bank balance, wondering if the next Social Security payment will stretch far enough. Maybe that couple is you. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's someone you love. And here's the truth that nobody can ignore: there is just 1 week left before a major Social Security rule change takes effect, and it could directly impact your monthly income, your benefits, and your financial future. This isn't some distant policy debate in Washington that only affects politicians and economists. This is about your wallet, your grocery bill, your rent or mortgage, and whether your monthly budget stays stable or suddenly gets squeezed. For millions of Americans, Social Security isn't just a check, it's the lifeline that keeps the lights on, the fridge full, and the medicine cabinet stocked. And now a major rule change is approaching fast. In just days, the system that sends out those monthly payments will begin operating under new conditions. Some people will barely notice it. Others could feel the impact immediately. And if you don't understand what's coming, you could miss out on money, make the wrong decision, or get caught off guard by changes you didn't see coming. At the same time, there's growing talk about a possible February 2026 stimulus update that could put extra money into certain households. But there's a catch. Not everyone will qualify, and the details are still evolving. That means the next few weeks could shape the financial outlook for millions of Americans. So today, we're breaking down exactly what's changing, who it affects, what you need to watch for, and why this next week could be more important than you think. Because when it comes to Social Security, timing isn't just everything, timing is money. What the 1 week warning really means. When you hear that there's 1 week left before a rule change, it's easy to assume it's just another bureaucratic adjustment. But this time, the shift is getting attention because of how it could affect payment timing, eligibility checks, and benefit processing for millions of people across the country. Here's what's happening. The Social Security system is preparing to implement a new administrative rule that changes how certain benefits are processed and verified. That includes updates to identity checks, payment scheduling adjustments, and stricter enforcement of reporting requirements. For some recipients, the changes will feel invisible, but for others, it could mean delays, re-verification requests, or even temporary payment holds if information isn't up to date. And that's where the urgency comes in. The final week before the rule takes effect is essentially the last window for many beneficiaries to make sure their accounts are accurate, their personal information is current, and their eligibility details are correct. Think about it like this. If your bank announced that in 1 week they were changing their system and any outdated information could freeze your account, you wouldn't ignore that warning. You'd check everything. You'd make sure your details were correct. You'd take action before the deadline. That's the mindset millions of Social Security recipients are adopting right now. Because even a small delay in benefits can have a big ripple effect. A late payment could mean a missed rent deadline, a skipped utility bill, or a stressful trip to the grocery store where every dollar suddenly matters more than ever. This is why the 1 week countdown isn't just a headline, it's a signal that the system is shifting and the people who stay informed are the ones who stay protected. Who could feel the impact first? Whenever Social Security rules change, the impact is rarely spread evenly. Some groups tend to feel the effects first, and in this case, experts say certain categories of beneficiaries should be paying especially close attention. First, there are new retirees who just started receiving benefits within the last year. These individuals are often still adjusting their accounts, updating direct deposit details, or confirming personal information. Any rule change that involves verification could affect them more quickly than longtime recipients. Then there are people who recently moved, changed banks, or updated personal records. Even something as simple as a new address or a new checking account could trigger a verification step under the new system. And if those details aren't fully confirmed, payments could be delayed while the information is processed. Another group to watch includes disability beneficiaries and supplemental security income recipients. These programs often require more frequent updates and eligibility checks. With stricter rules coming into play, even a small paperwork issue could cause a temporary interruption. And finally, there are seniors who don't regularly check their Social Security accounts or update their information online. Many older Americans still rely on paper statements and in-person visits. If they're unaware of the upcoming changes, they could be caught off guard by new requirements. The common thread across all these groups is simple. The people most likely to feel the impact are the ones whose information isn't fully aligned with the system. And with just days left before the rule change takes effect, time is becoming the most valuable resource of all. The payment timing shift that's raising eyebrows. One of the most talked about aspects of the upcoming rule change is the possibility of adjustments to payment timing for certain recipients. While the core payment schedule remains intact, administrative updates could cause short-term shifts in how and when some benefits are processed. For example, if a verification step is triggered, a payment that normally arrives on a specific Wednesday could be pushed back by a few days. For someone living paycheck to paycheck, even a short delay can feel like a financial emergency. Imagine expecting your Social Security deposit on the second Wednesday of the month, only to wake up and find your account balance unchanged. Bills are due, groceries need to be bought, and suddenly you're left wondering what went wrong. That's why officials are encouraging beneficiaries to double check their information before the new rules take effect. Because once the system shifts, any issues could take time to resolve. And here's the reality: Social Security offices are already handling massive workloads. If thousands or even millions of people start calling at once because of payment questions, wait times could increase dramatically. So the people who act early, who check their accounts, confirm their information, and stay informed, are far more likely to avoid the stress that comes with unexpected delays. The February 2026 stimulus talk heating up. At the same time these rule changes are approaching, another topic is gaining attention: the possibility of a February 2026 stimulus update. And for many Americans, the idea of extra financial support couldn't come at a better time. Inflation has stretched household budgets, grocery prices remain high, utility bills continue to climb. And for people living on fixed incomes, every extra dollar matters. That's why even the possibility of a stimulus-related payment is creating a wave of interest. While no universal payment has been officially confirmed for all Americans, discussions around targeted relief programs and state-level support are gaining momentum. Some proposals focus on seniors, others on low-income households, and some on specific economic conditions in certain regions. The details vary, but the underlying message is the same. Policymakers know that millions of Americans are still struggling with rising costs. The biggest mistake beneficiaries make every time there's a Social Security update, the same mistake happens again and again. People assume the changes won't affect them. They think, I've been getting my check for years, nothing's going to change. And most of the time, that's true. But when a rule change does affect them, they're the last to know. And by the time they notice a problem, the stress has already set in. Bills are due, savings are tight, and now they're stuck trying to fix an issue under pressure. The smartest move right now is simple: assume the change could affect you, and take a few minutes to make sure everything is in order. Because prevention is always easier than correction. What you should be doing. This week, with just 1 week left before the rule change takes effect, there are a few simple steps that could make a huge difference. First, review your personal information. Make sure your address, bank account, and contact details are accurate. Second, check your benefit status. Look for any notices, alerts, or pending updates. Third, stay alert for official communications. If you receive a message about verification or updates, don't ignore it. These small steps could save you from major headaches later. The emotional reality behind the numbers. Behind every Social Security statistic is a real person with real responsibilities. A grandmother buying groceries for her grandchildren, a veteran paying for medication, a retired worker trying to stretch every dollar through the month. For these Americans, Social Security isn't just a program, it's peace of mind, it's stability. It's the difference between security and stress, and that's why changes, no matter how small they seem on paper, can feel so personal. Because when your monthly income depends on a system, any shift in that system feels like a shift in your life. As the countdown continues, the most important thing to remember is this: staying informed is your best financial defense. The next week could bring rule changes that affect payments. February could bring stimulus-related updates that open new opportunities, and the people who stay alert will be the ones who come out ahead. So don't ignore the headlines. Don't assume the changes won't affect you. And don't wait until a problem appears in your bank account. Use this moment as a reminder that your financial future is shaped by the decisions you make today. Because the truth is simple: the more you know, the more you protect your wallet, your family, and your peace of mind. And if you want to stay one step ahead of the next big update, make sure you're watching closely. The next announcement could arrive at any moment, and it could change everything.